Hi, I'm Mallory Bunz. I am the founder and program director of Apogee Yellowstone here in Billings. I am presenting today on a fundraiser that we're having, and I'm very excited to hear from this group about little improvements that we can make, what interests them, what sounds like a great idea, and to see if we have some opportunities for collaboration.
Yeah. How about a big hand for Mallory?
Thank you. Thank you all for being here in person and online. I appreciate it. If you haven't met me before or you're not familiar with our program, I'll do a quick little intro. So we are Apogee Yellowstone. I'm the founder and the program director. We're a campus on Broadwater and 32nd. Thanks, Sue. I'm so glad you went first. Now I'm painfully aware of every time I say or like or use a cliche. So we are currently serving kiddos aged 5 to 11 and their families. It's really about the whole family and giving the sovereignty back to them. So that means it's work for everybody, right? And we have had such a fabulous time getting to know families, getting them involved in our program, and it's been phenomenal. We also realize that it's something that needs to be accessible for everybody. So it was brought to my attention last time that I shouldn't just drain my retirement account, and I should, take part of this community and others like it that want to support us. So Sandra helped me come up with a really great idea, and I'm really excited to present that to you today. So we are going to have a 90s family dance coming up soon. So we just got the go ahead to do that. It's going to be Sunday, July 26th. It's going to be an afternoon from 2 to 5. So we are working on getting all of the details and onto our website and the links to purchase tickets. I'll go over a little bit of that, but that's coming up soon and I'm so excited. So what I'd like to know from you guys is, does it sound like something everybody would be interested in? Do you think it's something that sponsors will like? So keep that in mind as I'm discussing it with you guys. So we'll have dancing, snacks, photos. I have to tell you a funny story. So I just remembered this morning. I was talking to Sandra about doing a fundraiser, and I had a nightmare that night. And I was in an indoor water park, and there was this one in particular had like a cave area that was a little bit dark. And this kid comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, would you take part in my fundraiser for my school?" And I'm like, "Of course." And so he pulls out this giant catalog book. It's like this thick, and it's like Oriental Trading Company, so a bunch of junk that I really don't need. And I was like, okay, cool. And then even worse, there was nothing, no prices on anything. So then you had like a separate sheet that you had to go and look everything up. So then it's like Spotlight, how cheap am I? And so it was like, oh my goodness, I just froze. And Sandra walked by and she goes, "She'll take 4 of those. Give them $100. You'll thank me later." And I was like, whew, okay. So that tells you a little bit about my trauma with fundraisers, right? I always hated doing those things that this is probably why sales was never a good thing for me, because I always felt like they don't want this junk. So I don't want to be trying to have our kids trying to sell junk that they don't believe in, right? I'd rather them be a part of something that they think is fun and that other families will like to do. So for this one in particular, we'll have the kids tell their friends, their family. We're having a fun event that you can come to. It's going to be very family friendly. And if you want to buy a ticket and not come or donate your ticket to somebody else, that's perfectly acceptable too. There's no obligation, but we think it'll be a really great time. So we are, one of my goals is to make this kind of education that's very individualized, but still make it accessible to all of our families in our community. I don't want to price anybody out of it. At the same time, it's very time costly and very energy costly for myself and Coach Gwen. So we do have to keep our doors open and keep the program running. So doing something like this allows us the opportunity to open it up to more families that are interested, but have a gap in their affordability there. So we're going to have single tickets for the solo rad dudes and dudettes as a $50 price range, $100 for the family. So that includes 2 adults in the household and unlimited number of kids that live in the household. Any add-on adults in there, like we would bring Nana, she would be a $50 ticket. And we get to come and hang out for the whole afternoon and dance and do fun things together, take photos, dress up in your 90s attire, which I think is probably the best part, and just have a great time. So the sponsorship opportunities, I would like a feel from you guys on this about probably starting at about $250 for a table to sponsor like the punch bowl table or the snacks. I would like to know if we should offer more opportunities like that, so keep that in mind. Different levels and different tiers. We'd also like to offer the opportunity to sponsor a child for a month or through the program, things like that. And we think it would be super fun to have like a hair station if you own a salon, or a DJ booth, whatever your business is. We could probably come up with something so that we can create a themed table or center for your business. So I'd like to have one small business per category. So I'm not going to have a bunch of pediatricians or a bunch of sip and paints or a bunch of different things. Just like one per category, so we can really highlight your business and meet those needs. So that's where I'm at today. I'd love to hear some feedback from you guys.
Can you go back to the first slide?
Sure.
Anybody know who this is? What chart? Good job. Next one. Right. Better know that one. Next
You
one.
better.
I can't see it. Saved by the Bell. You're welcome.
And what about this one? Wait.
I'm ready to go.
What about this one?
Beverly Hills.
Good job.
Okay. There we go.
Oh, I got it.
Super fun.
The photo booth lady is not here today, is she? Yeah. You should reach out to her.
Cindy White.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Sandra already had. I wish she was here. I planned this whole thinking she was going to be here. So then she bailed on me, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I see you, Sandra. I don't see you.
Okay, but I think this is a very good idea. It looks like it'll be super fun for the kids, and the adults usually appreciate a trip down memory lane, so that's nice too.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, my question was about the photo booth.
Oh, okay. I think you should have multiple sponsorship opportunities.
Okay.
People tend to choose the middle one.
Okay.
So if you have a high one, like a $2,500 sponsor that could maybe cover music or whatever you're going to provide, and then $1,000 sponsor, and then a $250 for a table. People tend to go towards the middle.
Okay.
So, but then the smaller businesses might want the $250 option. So just make sure that that's,
We have a spread.
yeah, because you don't want to ask people to sponsor and then say, do you have $250 when they could sponsor for more?
Sure.
Or when they don't know that that's a possibility. So,
Okay.
so
Another zero. There you go.
always ask for more.
Okay.
Great.
Can everybody take that to heart? I always ask for more.
Always ask
Always post more. Always ask for more.
More.
So for like sponsorship stuff too, are you going to be like doing t-shirts and things like that?
I don't know if I can swing that for this quickly. Someone else had the idea to do a live auction for the kids stuff, because we're doing entrepreneurial stuff at school. And so if they want to auction off an art piece that they made or something like that, we probably have time to do that. I don't know if I'll have our merch ready for the kids. I have some, but not for the kids. I have like adult size stuff, but I'll have that there.
The reason why I've been thinking about this, because as for my film company, when you deal with t-shirts, you have to worry about sizes, but something like a cap,
Yes,
you
I
can
do have
adjust
those. Yeah, I do have
versus
those.
having to worry about, oh my God, I'm out of smalls or whatever, stuff like that. So just to keep it simpler, so you can reuse them.
Perfect. I have patches and I have caps.
Black,
And
whites,
stickers.
and colors. There we
Yeah.
go. Well,
Yeah. Bust out the neon.
okay. Say no.
Switch would like to collaborate with you on
Well, good,
this.
because I already planned on it.
And this is an idea, and I'm open to anybody's feedback about this, but what if there was a way for anyone who purchased a ticket or was involved in some way that wanted to come to Switch to get their 90s outfit for the actual event? So I feel like that could be how, we're definitely all about that. And maybe even having some kind of a little station there that people can try on fun things, or I don't know, we can, but we're in for sure.
Yeah, like a photo booth.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Macy has a photo booth that she
Perfect.
Goes
Oh,
around.
yeah.
Yeah, it goes around. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Perfect. That's awesome, because I was going to approach you with that idea. So I love that we're already vibing. Mm-hmm. Is that a cliche?
Yeah, pretty
Rob?
much. I'm the king of cliches, trust me.
I'm relatively new to town, moved here just last year, and so I just would like to say that I don't feel like I understand what you do enough from the fundraising poster necessarily. So
yeah. It's complex. So to try to give it a 2-minute intro does not do it justice.
Right.
I might divert you to our website to go even more in depth because it is very different. If you think of school, put that picture in your head and then get rid of that picture because it's basically nothing like that except that we all come together and meet with the kids. So they get dropped off. We have a hour drop-off period between 8 and 9 a.m. We go in and do pledge, so they get time to like decompress. If they've had a rough morning, they got in a fight with a parent, or the clothes they picked out the night before didn't fit the same today, that we give adjustment period for that. We do pledge, we do snack, we play outside some more. So they've already got like 2 hours of outdoor play. We eat lunch together, and this is a mixed age group. So right now, ages 5 to 11, and we'll age up with them into middle school, high school, college, all kind of whatever they need for their path. We help customize that for them. So it's very individualized. So we kind of split up into 2 groups for our academic time. We only spend about an hour of academic time a day. They don't even realize a lot of times that it's academics because it's fun. And the older kids are learning that can read and write independently. They're learning how to set their goals and manage their own time. The younger kids are learning to read and write, but again, disguised in fun game type ways. And so as they age up, they're going to get more and more independent. And that's kind of the gist of it.
Right.
There's a lot more to it than that. But we call ourselves coaches. We're not certified teachers. It's more of a homeschooling model, but for like a hybrid for parents who can't or don't want to homeschool. They can partner with us to achieve the education that they want for their kids.
Right. I appreciate the information. What I was mostly pointing out is that your poster, you don't have a hook in there necessarily to get people who aren't familiar with your program.
You're right. And so this is not going to be my hook for the dance. This is for you guys. But yes, I will add a lot more information because we need to have like the dress code. We need to have a lot more things on there. This is, yes, you're right. Thank you.
We do have some new people in the room. So when speakers come up to present and they've been here before, they are specifically coached not to go a whole in-depth, and it's just for this community here, just to be able to get feedback from the community, not necessarily to promote the event. So she's not necessarily trying to promote the event, she's trying to get some feedback from us. So she'll have a different strategy in place, just for anybody who's a little bit new to 1 Million Cups and what they kind of go through when they present.
Thank you.
No, it's true because I already knew what Apogee was because I've seen you a couple of times. But if I didn't know, I would feel the same.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea, but you can take it or leave it.
Let's do it.
At the actual dance, I think it would be really cool to have a challenge for the students where they have to go up to a different adult that they don't know and do something, either ask or present a question or do any task that you think is appropriate for their age, right? Because I don't have kids, but where I would think it would be lovely as an adult to like have a little thing that's like, these 3 kids came up to me and they were really nervous, but they worked through this thing and they did or didn't ask me this thing and the feedback that I could give them.
I love that. I love that.
Growing human.
Mm-hmm. I have some kids who would love that and some kids who would hate it. So yes, we will come up with collaborate on some things.
Well, there's adults that can't handle that. So good.
They should meet Sue. That's what they should do.
Amen. Anybody else? Emily.
You talked about the kids going to their family friends. Will you talk a little bit more about kind of your thoughts about how they can use their network to be able to share the opportunity for people to buy a ticket, or maybe for, the businesses that are connected to their parents or their aunts, uncles, cousins, whatever that might be a way for them to get involved?
Mm-hmm. So we had an idea to have the families have like a little friendly competition where they can see how many tickets they can, help out with. And then in turn, I would like our families to not have to, if it's difficult for them to come up with that, we could sponsor them in that. I think of it as a fun way for these kids who may have heard mixed things from the community about whether they think our school is awesome or not, right? People who don't really know the whole story behind it, and may have a skewed view of what we do, this would be a fun opportunity for the kids to get to be like, oh, we have a really awesome time at school, and to get to explain about what they do, what that looks like if they want to, and to invite their friends and other families that they know and have them come and see more about what we do. Because I have the feeling that they're not going out and saying like, we don't coach them to say my school is better than yours. That's not what we would say, right? So this is an opportunity for them to invite other people from the community and hang out with other friends and other families. Like we call our family Team Bunz. And so Team Bunz would be inviting Team Johnson and Team so-and-so and Team so-and-so to come hang out with us and to have a fun time together in a very family-friendly environment.
Be careful if you put that competition in place.
I know. Again, some kids are going to love it. Some.
Let's go.
They're just going to be like, hey, Aunt Emily, I need to hire you to take me around. Yeah. Well,
Who would want to be on Team Bunz, right? I mean, come on.
I have a really funny story about that too, if we have a second. So I was on a Zoom call for Apogee, and it was early on, and my husband had used the Zoom last, and so it just said Bunz at the bottom. And so he privately messaged me, he was like, hey, I think you should probably change your screen name. I don't know what you're doing on the side there. I was like, that is actually my last name, but I will change it to Mallory Bunz. And you could see in the chat his face just turned so red, and he was like, now I will never forget your name. Yes.
Well, before she asks the question, what does apogee mean?
So apogee means the peak. Thank you for that. That's like the point where something is at its highest. So we always say perfection's not possible, but we should always be striving for that, because, I explained something to kids the other day. Even if you're like, not here, that's way better than being down here. And as long as you're better today than you were yesterday, and we're striving for better tomorrow, you're always going to be doing some personal growth. So.
This is new to me. I've not heard of it before, but it sounds like you're trying to broaden your students to cover more economic areas. And I don't know if that's the case right now, but if it is the case right now, there will be students that, if they're asked to ask their friends to donate $50 for a ticket, there's no way they're not going to be able to do that. So you may want to think about offering other ways that they can get the word out without asking friends, family, businesses to spend such high amounts of dollars. For instance, I put up posters, who can do something that's less expensive to advertise, and then find a way to reward families, like, we'll get free tickets if you can send us a picture of our poster posted in 5 businesses or 10 businesses or whatever. So just something, especially if you already have students in that economic situation right now.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great idea. I love collaborating and love to give kids the opportunity to work for something, and by all means that could spread to others. So basically, I think we've already gotten the word out so that by this fall we'll probably be capped, and we'll probably have a waiting list. So it's more of a support the scholarship fund. So it's more of a fundraiser in that sense. But absolutely, we want everybody to be able to come. It's also just a community event that we want to open up to everybody. So.
I just wanted to ask, since you've presented before and a lot of us have heard about you, can you just talk about what's changed within Apogee, like how it's grown, and then what maybe your goals are for Apogee in the future, and how this event ties into it?
Oh. Well, first of all, I honestly do think that 1 Million Cups has changed my life and the trajectory of the campus, because of the people that I've met here who are so supportive, namely Sandra and Emily, who just would talk about us on their deathbed, basically, and we appreciate so much, and who brought students to us and, put us out on their social media and everything. That has been huge for us, because it's been such a blessing to be able to grow slowly and to be able to just surround these new kids that are coming in with love, with comfort, with safe space, with, just whatever they need to get rid of what wasn't serving them and allow them to just take off in their own personal growth and develop their own plan and everything. So that's been such a blessing. We've also grown. We had 2 students, when we first started, and we now have 7, with several kind of in the what do I want to say, in the wings that are like ready to onboard in the fall and whose families we're getting to know. And so the community of parents is also growing, a community of families, which I love because we've got somebody who wants to teach an art class. We've got somebody who wants to do this with the kids, somebody who came in and sewed with us the other day and we made patriotic t-shirts, and man, those kids were creative and put like everything you could fit on the t-shirt. And it was fun to give them different opportunities than what they would get somewhere else, right? And the little things that I am not even aware of that I hear from the parents, like my kid got over this sensory issue. They are going to birthday parties now. They can do all of these other things. They're a pleasure to be around at home a lot more than when we started. And they're just learning all of these, how to be a good person, right? That's my ultimate goal is I want them to be good people, to go out there in the world and people to go like, man, that kid's awesome. And as they grow to just bring light to our community, and I think that's how we change the world. So we're well on our way to doing that now.
I like the word wings was better. The overused term I always use is pipeline.
Okay, perfect. That's actually what I was looking for. It just didn't come to me. So thank you for that.
I love the idea about having the students give a challenge to go up and do something, but I would think about giving that same challenge to the parents. Because you just said you're trying to build community.
Yes.
And if you give them, some kind of icebreaker kind of thing where they got to find someone whose last name starts with the same letter as yours or something like that, and then offer a prize, because people won't do it for the fun, but if you give them like a gift basket or something, and it really, it sounds hokey, but people do it, and it would help you build that community and interaction.
Yeah, thank you. That's kind of where my mind was going as far as for our families. And one kid, she was so funny. She goes, yeah, my parents don't have any friends that would be appropriate to bring. And I'm like, okay, well, why don't we work on that? It cracked me up.
You mentioned earlier that you were thinking about doing an auction or raffles of some kind, right?
Yes.
Are you still actively looking for any items
Yes.
that we could?
Still. You're so cute that you think that I've thought about this before, Danielle. Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Absolutely.
Time for one or two more questions. Anybody hasn't asked a question yet?
Good.
What you do? Pick it up. She's like, no, I'm good.
What makes you think of 90s for the decade that you chose? Because like a lot of times people do 60s or 70s or whatever, but I'm curious, what made you guys choose the 90s?
Do you want my honest answer?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of the parents with Adria's kids grew up in the 90s.
Well, I think, I have a skewed view because it was my childhood, but it wasn't even my idea. Sandra said, hey, I'm doing an event and we're going to have a lot of 90s decor. How about we do that? And I'm like, heck yeah, let's do that. So that's my honest answer. The more it's grown on me, I'm like, this is going to be so fun because you're right. I grew up having a lot of like 60s, 70s themed parties. 80s was really big. And now I guess we're phasing into that. It breaks my heart a little bit to call 90s like retro. But at the same time, it's not
30 years ago.
Stop it. Next. Give the mic away. To me, it was 10. Okay.
Hey, I have seen you on social media, but not enough.
Yeah.
So just another plug to post more.
Sure.
But I really like the way that you do positivity and the way that you reframe things. So I would love to see a series from you where it was like, this is what they say and this is how I feel. Or this is what I would like it to say, or this is how you can talk about our stuff, right?
Love
so
that.
You've named like 6 ways that you've reframed something. And I think just posting what that was and what you're saying instead will help change the narrative as a positive Billings.
That's why you're a coach.
No.
That's why you're on the team.
I will tell Sandra.
Good. One more question.
Post more than she
Oh,
posts.
jeez.
I know.
Girl.
I know. Yeah, you're right.
We have a
Yes.
new questioner.
So, good morning. My name is Abby. This is not a question, it is a statement for you. I was a single mom just a minute ago, and education was always very important to me. And setting up my son in an environment where he could see different ways and families and doing things. So, as a single mom in Montessori-based, deep dove into preschools that gave me multiple intelligences, report cards. They did a lot of fundraising and the organizations were established. So of course they had scholarship available. I'm hearing you with a little bit of doubt about these next steps. From someone who has participated in it to the level that I could at the time, it's very important. So stop doubting. This is an incredible service and value that you are offering our community and these kiddos, that our kids spend so much time away from the family, right? So stop doubting and just know that people will plug in wherever they can.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And it's funny to hear that, because that would be the last thing I would want us to come across that way, because I believe in this wholeheartedly. I've staked everything basically on making it a success. If my husband's watching, sorry for almost staking our marriage on it, because I believe in it wholeheartedly. I will give everything to make this a success for our kiddos and to make sure that it can continue. Because already just the changes that we've seen in these kids, it's going to be incredible. When we see them graduate, I think we're going to have a lot of people who are like, dang, I should have done that. And be like, see, I told you. Because, it's going to be like, I don't have to brag on them. They're just going out into the world and they're making huge changes, and the sky's the limit, because they know they don't have limits. They don't have boundaries. Think about the biggest thing you can think of, and then let's figure out how to do it together. When you accomplish that, think of something way even bigger than that. So it's funny. Thank you for sharing that, because in my brain, that's what I believe, and I believe it for myself too. The last thing I would want to do is to come across not, conveying that. Yeah, so thank you.
Well, I always say people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yeah.
You just did a great job showing us.
Thank you.
So I guess the last 1 Million Cups question is, what can the 1 Million Cups community do for you?
Well, sharing, always. That's our biggest thing. Sharing with other businesses that might be interested. If you have ideas for me, I'd love to sit down and chat about what we could add to this, what tables, what businesses I should be talking to. If you want to come, I'd love to have you. It'll be I'm hoping just a really fun event, and bigger than I can even picture, and I dream really big. So I think it's going to be an awesome time. If you have feedback for me at any time, if you can share our posts, if you can just get us out there. I really appreciate that support. That's our big thing.
So just as a reminder, you can stick around, have a donut, visit with Sue and with Mallory. How about a big hand for both of them?
Thank you.